How's it going, guys? My name is Michael and Pokemon Home is officially out, and of course a lot of people have a lot of questions on how it works, how to download it, and all that other kind of stuff. So I'm going to cover all of that in this video. If you enjoy the video, make sure you hit the like button, consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, Pokemon Home is cross-platform. You can get it on your Nintendo Switch and you can get it on your phone, so I'm going to cover both versions considering the fact that there are some differences between the two versions. But let's go ahead and start out with the Nintendo Switch version. So all you have to do is go to your home screen, and this is of course how to download it. You just go over to your Nintendo eShop, and once you're loaded into the eShop, you'll see that it's on the front page in the featured tab. But if it's not, all you have to do is go up to search, type in Pokemon Home, and it'll bring it up for you. But of course, I'm going to go over to the feature tab, just click on it. And of course, it is a free download, so you don't have to pay anything up front, but you will have to pay for the premium features, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and download it, and I'll get right back with you once it's done downloading. So once you're done downloading Pokemon Home, this is going to be the first screen that you see once you try to log into it. All you have to do is just press any button, pick your language, and then it's hit start. And of course it says here, in order to use Pokemon Home, you must agree to the terms of use and privacy notice. Basically, you're just signing your life away. Don't worry, it's no big deal. LOL, I'm joking. But again, all you have to do is just scroll down and just agree to everything. It's not going to take but a second. If you want to read through it, you can, but literally nobody does. Are you using Pokemon Home on your mobile device? Hit yes, because I am, and if you're not, you're missing out on a ton of features, so make sure that you link it to your Nintendo account, guys, okay? That's a big thing that you really need to do in order for it to work properly. And once you're done syncing everything and logging in, this is going to be the first guy that you see, and he says, allow me to introduce myself. I'm the great Pokemon researcher, Grand Oak. He's definitely Professor Oak, but a different version. It's kind of funny, but again, I think it's pretty neat to have him in this whole system. It says, a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Now then, forgive me for being so abrupt, but my dream is to create a Pokédex that includes all the Pokemon in the world, and this, of course, is like the national dex. And so it says, of course, I'm being honest, it's very difficult for me to accomplish this alone. But just right now, I've gained an absolutely grand ally, and of course, he just keeps talking and talking and talking about Pokemon Home. Now, this is the main menu of Pokemon Home. You got your Pokemon, you got your Pokédex, you got Notebook, Move, Points, and Options. This is basically transferring from Pokemon Bank into the Nintendo Switch version. I can't access that right now. You got to make sure that you have the premium plan to be able to do that. Now, of course, let's go ahead and hop into Pokemon. That's going to be the first one. And as you can see, it's going to show the different save data that you have for different games. Like I have Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go, or Pokemon Sword and Shield, and of course Pokemon Home itself. And you can go in and look at your Pokemon stored in each of these games, which is really cool. It's very convenient in order to switch out and trade Pokemon between the games. So let's go ahead and go to Pokemon Home. I want you to guys to see what that looks like. It's just going to connect you to those boxes, and as you can see, I have two Pokemon already. I have a Squirtle and I have a Pikachu. When you log into Pokemon Home on the mobile device, you will be given the option, and I'll show that to you here in a little bit. You'll be given the option to get 3 different starter Pokemon. You'll be able to either choose Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander, and they all have their hidden abilities. So make sure that you just pick out the one that you really want. If you're playing a lot of Pokemon Sword and Shield, pick either Squirtle or Bulbasaur, because you can get Charmander in Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's just a recommendation from you or from me. And of course, you get Pikachu right off the bat. He's going to be sitting in your box all by himself, and once you pick this other Pokemon, of course, you'll have 2 right off the bat. Next up, let's go ahead and go into another game, and I'm going to show you how you can transfer the Pokemon from Pokemon Pikachu or Sword and Shield into Pokemon Home. So you're just going to connect to the game that you want to transfer the Pokemon from, and it's going to load up everything. So this is your basic box. This is what is in your Pokemon Home box. And then of course, these are all the ones from the game that I just picked, which is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. As you can see, I have a bunch of different Pokemon here, and let's just say I want to transfer over one of these Growlithe. I can just pick it up and I can just drop it over here, and now it is in Pokemon Home. It's that simple. Then all you have to do is just hit quit, and it says save changes and exit. And then now once you've saved and you've backed out, you're going back to the home screen, you're gonna have Growlithe in Pokemon Home, which is really cool. Now, after you transferred all the Pokemon that you want from, say, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and you wanna move them into Pokemon Sword, once you've transferred them into Pokemon Home, all you have to do is go into the game that you wanna transfer them to, just connect to those boxes, and all you have to do is just grab them and then just switch them over. I'm gonna go to like a different box that I actually have room in. I've been doing a lot in Pokemon Sword and Shield lately. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop them over here with all my shinies. And now I got Growlithe in here, and it says if you save when a Pokemon has a question mark on it, you may not be able to move it to other games. And so that's something that we need to point out as well. When you transfer a Pokemon from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee into your Pokemon home and then transfer them into Pokemon Sword and Shield, you will not be able to move them back into Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So if you have some Pokemon that you want to keep in those games, make sure that you keep them in those games. Do not switch them over to Sword and Shield expecting to be able to move them back. It's not going to happen, so just be very cautious of that. Again, this is just a level 11 random Growlithe that it really doesn't matter to me at all. So again, I'm just going to move those over. And of course, I want to move my Squirtle over as well, so I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to move my little Pikachu over because I want to see what he looks like in the game. Now, there's not much else that you'll be able to do in the Nintendo Switch version of Pokemon Home. You can actually look at the national decks here. You can look at it via region as well. You can look at Unknown Origins, Galar, Alola, Kalos, Unova, Sinnoh, Hoenn, Johto, Kanto, and of course you can look at all the Pokemon as well, and it'll tell you the number of that you've registered for each one. For some reason it says registered 0. You don't have any matching Pokemon yet. It's probably because I haven't transferred them from Sword and Shield into Pokemon Home, so you'll probably have to transfer them into Pokemon Home in order for them to register. So if you really want to grind it out and complete this Pokédex as well, you can. It's just going to take quite a bit of time because it's not going to pick up based off of what you have stored in each game. And of course, I think the only ones that are known for this Unknown Origins so far is Melmetal and Meltan, and I don't have either one. And those are the ones that you can get from Pokemon Go. And of course, as you noticed already, or if you haven't noticed already, you cannot do anything with Pokemon Go right now. You will be able to do it in the future, but it's not enabled right now, so just make sure, don't freak out or anything like that. You will be able to transfer those Pokemon from Pokemon Go into Pokemon Home. You just won't be able to do it right off the bat. It'll probably be a few months down the line. Another few things to note about the Nintendo Switch version, of course, like I said, you have this notebook here. You can look at the history of box and point usage. You can look at your records, all that other kind of stuff. And again, this is for Pokemon Bank to the Nintendo Switch version. You can look at all the points that you've accumulated through each thing. As you can see, it tells you the different Pokemon and all that other kind of stuff, and you can send the battle points to these different games. That's pretty neat. And of course, the last one here is the options. Of course, you can change the music volume and the sound effect volume, as well as change your language. And it tells you if you're on the basic plan or the premium plan. It shows your support ID and of course the language of the game that you're in. So that's pretty neat. Now let's go ahead and hop over to the mobile version and I'll explain how everything works on there. Now, getting Pokemon Home on your mobile device is very straightforward. It's very easy. All you have to do is go to your app store on either Apple or Android and then just search in Pokemon Home and download it from there. If you're having a hard time finding it, just look down in the description below. I'll try to leave links to both versions. That way you can just click on it and download it from there. But of course, I've already downloaded it. I've already registered my thing and I've already linked it up to my Nintendo account, which make sure you do, by the way, because if not, you won't be able to use a lot of the features or all the features. I really don't know, but just again, make sure you do it. It takes 2 seconds. And of course, once you log in, I won't be able to show it up for you on screen, but once you log in, it'll just, you'll talk to Grand Oak again. I think that's what his name is. It'll ask you for your avatar. It'll ask you to link the account, all that other kind of stuff, and then you'll go to the main screen. And this is the main Pokemon Home screen. All you have to do is tap to start and it should log you in right away. Now, if this is your first time logging into the home version, this is where you're going to be able to pick up either Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander. They all have their hidden abilities. Again, I would suggest either getting Bulbasaur or Squirtle since you probably already have Charmander in Sword and Shield. But once you go ahead and log in and claim that, you're going to come across the home screen. And it's got a few things here for you. And it says here that it's your room. And of course, you have a trade tab that's on your top left that you can click on. And as you can see here, it says total trades, trade rankings, and it'll tell you basically what everybody's trading for in the global trading system. And of course, you can go all the way over to the right and you can look at your basic box. And of course, again, your basic box, you're not going to be able to store a whole lot of Pokemon if you just have the basic version. If you have the premium version of the game, you'll be able to store a lot more. I'll have the actual number of how many you can store up on screen. Now, the main thing a lot of people are going to be using the mobile version for is obviously for trading. So just go ahead and swipe over to the left tab here and I'm going to show you the different tabs at the bottom. Of course, you got Wonder Box, you have the GTS system, you have Room Trade and Friend Trade. If you go to the Wonder Box, as you can see, there's only 3 unlocked for me. You'll probably have 3. If you have the premium version, you'll have 10, and you'll be able to add Pokemon into this box. And if you set them and just leave them in the Wonder Box, eventually you'll basically just randomly trade with another person. So you'll send that Pokemon off and you'll get something random in return. It's kind of a cool little thing. I don't really plan on using it a whole lot. And the next thing that you have is the global trading system. This is the GTS. This Pokeboy is trying to teach me all about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip through him as well. You can deposit Pokemon into it. As you can see here, I'm gonna deposit this one in, and then you can show, or you can ask what you want. You can tell the Pokemon that you want. Like I can type in, for instance, I'm gonna type in Charmander. Well, I'll just type in Charmeleon, why not? Gender, you can set the gender, you can set the level. I want level 41 to 50, and I can even request the games that I want it from. I have the option to pick between Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, or Sword and Shield. I can just pick Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and then I can hit continue with these conditions, and it'll try to set it all up. But again, I'm not trying to do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and back out of all of that. The next thing up on the list is the room trade. And on the room trade, again, I gotta skip to the Pokeboy. And again, on the room trade, all you have to do is connect to a room. This is basically where you can connect with a bunch of buddies in this room, or you can join a random trade room, and then basically you're just trading with a bunch of people in that specific room. Again, I don't see myself using that feature a lot. It might be kind of cool to be able to do with some of your buddies, you know, in your Discord, or in my instance, if I'm live streaming, I could probably have a bunch of people join the trade room and we could do some cool trades from there. And of course, you can also join via a code pattern. That's pretty interesting. I'm just gonna go ahead and back out of that. And of course, you can go to your friend trade. And once you add friends to Pokemon Home, you'll see them listed here. And of course, you'll just be able to click on them and you'll be able to trade from there. I think it'll be a lot faster than having to search for somebody via, you know, the link trade or the Wycom feature in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So again, those are basically the trade function of Pokemon Home on the mobile version. A few more things to note about the mobile version. If you click on this little green button at the very bottom center of the screen, it'll show your options, the help menu, it'll show mystery gifts and the Pokédex. You can click on your Pokédex and you can see the whole national dex if you wanted to. You can even search them by ability, or you can search them by the moveset as well. That's pretty cool. Of course, I'm gonna go back to it. You can look at the help thing. You can go to your options and you'll be able to check your plan or change your plan. You can view the details about your Nintendo account. And it even says last move completed. That's pretty interesting. You can also look at your application, so you can change the background music, sound effects, you can receive notifications, you can change your language from here. You can also change your region. And of course, you can agree or change your usage of your information as well. And of course, you got your other terms of service and everything. And the last thing is mystery gifts, and that's another really cool thing about this as well. You can get a lot of mystery gifts in the mobile version. You can do it, I think, in the mobile version, and then of course you can go in and it'll give you a code for the mystery gift that you get, and then you can go into Pokemon Sword and Shield, put in that code, and claim the mystery gift in that game if you choose to do so. So that's a pretty cool thing to do. I can click on gift box here. I don't have any mystery gifts found. I can even check local event, and it says here allow Pokemon Home to access your location. Everything does anyways. I'm just going to click allow while using my app, and it says GPS failed to load. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Did it freeze? I think my game froze. I think it froze. That's another thing too that a lot of people are noticing as well with this app, is it's crashing a lot when you're trying to trade, and it's also freezing a lot. But again, it's the first day as of the time I'm recording this video of the launch of Pokemon Home. So I'm sure throughout the day and throughout the weeks and stuff, they're gonna be continuing to add some patches and updates and things like that to make it a lot more stable. And there you have it. That is everything that you need to know about Pokemon Home on the Nintendo Switch and your mobile device. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm peacing out for now. Have a great day, great night, wherever you are. And until next time, peace out.